Your brain is an amazing thing. But as you get older, it naturally begins to change, causing a lack of sharpness or even trouble with recall. Thankfully, the breakthrough in Prevagen helps your brain and actually improves memory. The secret is an ingredient originally discovered in jellyfish. Based on a clinical study of subgroups of individuals who are cognitively normal or mildly impaired, Prevagen has been shown to improve memory. A Pharmacy Times National Survey of Pharmacists rated Prevagen the #1 pharmacist-recommended memory support brand for the 5th year in a row. You can find it in the vitamin aisle in stores everywhere without a prescription. Help your memory. Try Prevagen today. Prevagen. Healthier brain, better life. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease.
You're listening to Sirius XM FC 157.
Sirius XM FC 157.
This is Sirius XM Radio. You're listening to Sirius XM Radio.
Tom Money here from SiriusXM FC, and if you love soccer and you love banter, you need to check out Grumpy Pundits.
I accept your opinion, even though it's wrong.
We have a pair of legends in Rodney Marsh and Tommy Smith.
Did you ever hear such bull in your life?
And the three of us wind each other up whilst debating the biggest stories from the Premier League and beyond.
You're getting so grumpy.
Did you ever hear the name of this show?
Grumpy Pundits, weekdays at 9 a.m. Eastern on SiriusXM FC 157 and the SXM app, free for most subscribers.
On DAB, online, and on your smart speaker. Talk Sport.
Striker for Feyenoord's having an amazing season. He scored his 13th league goal of the season already as Feyenoord hammered Vitesse 4-0. It's interesting, Arne Slot was linked with Tottenham, wasn't he, in the summer?
Yeah.
And obviously it's worked out very well for Tottenham, and it's probably worked out for him, but I think part of the reason he stayed was because he could see this Ajax thing coming down the line and realised that he would have a good chance.
So a chance for Feyenoord to do the stuff, yeah.
Exactly, to defend their title.
Yeah.
However, PSV are the team that are top, and they've won every single game so far. They beat Fortuna Sittard 3-1. They've scored 30 goals and conceded just 3. Now, it's Peter Bosz who's in charge.
Hang on, that's not a Trans-Europe Express sentence that you normally hear. Peter Bosz is doing well.
Yeah, well, what we do know, Danny, is that he does well to start with, and it doesn't always last. Because you look at Dortmund, I remember when he got to Dortmund, he won 6 of the first 7 in the league. They were playing brilliant football, and I was like, wow, this is some of the best football I've seen in the Bundesliga. Then after that, they were hopeless. They were 4-0 up in a Revier derby against Schalke once and ended up drawing 4-4. And he was gone not long after that. So, yes, it's going well. Will it last? That's an open question.
Yeah, Feyenoord are a very good team as well, as we saw last season. Take us to the ever-fun world of Turkey, please.
Oh, I love it. Huge Istanbul derby, this. Mauro Icardi, who took the headlines as Galatasaray beat Beşiktaş 2-1. Beşiktaş had their goalkeeper, Mert Günok, sent off after half an hour for handball just outside the area. Icardi had already made it 1-0 by that stage, but Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain equalised.
Wow.
Wonderful.
Wow.
Wonderful. Really well-taken goal as well. But Icardi went on to win it with an 82nd minute penalty given for handball. So lots of lovely controversy in that. Wilfried Zaha and Davinson Sanchez started for Galatasaray. Fenerbahce at the top. They won 2-0 at Kashim Pasha. The veterans brigade on song, Edin Dzeko and Dusan Tadic both scored.
I like to make the point that Davinson Sanchez, who I have always had a lot of time for at Spurs, of course he made mistakes. He's often a very anxious defender, but he tried his heart out in nearly 200 games. He has now replaced Nelson, how he's pronounced, in the Galatasaray side, the very player that Spurs are going to buy in January to replace Davinson Sanchez. Very, very odd indeed, but I'm glad to see him doing okay over there. Andy will really burn the studios down if we don't do Portugal.
Yes, he will. It's Taça de Portugal weekend. So this is basically the big sides going away to smaller sides, which you often find in Germany.
And in one case, halfway across the world, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh, is that a trip to the Azores, is it, or something like that?
So,
yes.
Oh, and beyond, yeah. There's a really, really long journey for one. Sorry, I should have told you this before, because I don't know the details myself. I'm rather throwing it hand grenade style into your lap,
Wonderful.
aren't I?
No, what I had looked at was fairly routine wins for Benfica, for Porto, for Braga. Sporting did have to come from behind against Olivais, actually, to win 3-1. But we did have a win for Amarante, who were in the 4th tier. They beat Academica, who were in the 2nd tier last season, but they managed to dump them out. But in terms of the big hitters, there were no real scares.
But I really like these domestic. FA Cup has its own fabulous history and atmosphere. I love these domestic cup competitions in other countries because we always used to say, only Britain, only England takes the FA Cup seriously. No, they don't. In all these countries, they love their FA Cups.
Absolutely.
And
in Germany, it's huge. Really huge. Because the way they set it up in Germany is that if you're not in the first 3 divisions, you might not play in the DFB Pokal for 20 years or 30 years. So routinely when I do those games, it'll be somebody like a Leverkusen or a Gladbach away at a team that's not played in the Pokal for 30 odd years, but because they will have won their regional cup that year, they suddenly get into it. So you can have a situation where you go and play a team in the 7th tier or the 8th tier. So there are some really good stories in that, and they absolutely take it seriously in Germany.
And, France and Portugal, just name but 2, you have these outcrops of their old empire out in the oceans who have clubs who qualify for the FA Cups, and suddenly you're packing your bags to make a trip from Paris or Lisbon, 2,000 miles to play a cup tie. I love that.
Yeah, because they go to like Réunion sometimes. They go to Martinique.
I mean, it's great. Literally across the world. Absolutely brilliant. Let's talk then. We don't usually get to talk about Austria, but again, a bit like Lyon and Ajax, the perennial, I mean, they're literally almost permanent champions, are not doing so well.
Yeah, well, the thing to remember about Salzburg, Danny, is that they didn't expect to lose their coach, Matthias Jaissler. But he was tempted off to Saudi Arabia, and that left them in a bit of bother, really. And they brought in Gerhard Struber, who has been in the Red Bull group before, and they've not made the best of starts. They're 4 points off top spot, and they lost 1-0 at home to Lask at the weekend, thanks to a winner from Robert Joule and the leaders Sturm Graz, who've been knocking on that door for a while. They came from behind to beat Hartberg 2-1 to strengthen their position. And I think with Salzburg, they always rely on the fact that they can replace their players with these young guys coming through. And they've got some good young players coming through, there's no doubt. But you lose Nicolas Zeiwald from midfield, you lose Benjamin Šeško from attack. They both went off to Leipzig. It is difficult, and you're asking really young guys to perform straight away, and it doesn't always work like that. And they lost their goalkeeper, Philip Kern, as well, who went off to Monaco, and he's doing well for them. So, yeah, you're asking a lot. We might have a title race.
Yeah, I mean, I should make the point, Salzburg are part of that Red Bull group, and the traditional route is Salzburg, then you go to Leipzig, and then you off you go to wherever. But look, even the Portuguese clubs, who are brilliant at it, occasionally struggle to keep on turning over that level of footballers, and to keep your own domestic level high enough to keep that whole model working. We've seen it 100 times in the Premier League, Southampton being the most recent victims of it. It's one thing scouting brilliantly and selling, buying cheap and selling expensive, but you only have to have 2 bad transfer windows in succession, and suddenly the model creaks to a halt.
And it's so competitive now, Danny, as well, because everybody's trying to do it.
Yeah.
And Salzburg, yes, they've got that domestic dominance, but there are lots of clubs in the Premier League who are cottoning on to this. Brighton do it very, very well. And
Postecoglou said himself, he says every club knows about every player. He said it at a press conference this week.
It's true. It's absolutely true. And I think as well, there's a clear pathway, and players do go to Leipzig and then they move on and all of that. But there are a lot of clubs who are going to these players and saying, well, you could come to us and we can do exactly the same thing for you. And Austria is usually not that competitive. So actually they're saying to them, well, you can come to our league and do a lot better. So it's getting harder and harder to bring these guys in.
And finally, Czechia.
Yes, I love this story. So Rock Bottom FC Zlín scored 5 goals at the weekend. Yes, you'd think that would be a cause for celebration. But they conceded 9. Not so good.
OK, and I have been watching football for 60 years. I guess I first became cognizant of it. And I have watched a lot of football and I read a lot about football. I have never heard of 5-9.
No, this is a Dolly Parton, isn't it? A 9-5. This is
absolutely
tremendous.
I mean, that's more like the score in a hockey match or something, isn't it? But you can't. I mean, just incredible. What's the name of the team again? Zlín.
So, FC Zlín. And there are 2 things here about this, Danny, just quickly. At one stage, Zlín were 3-1 up. Their coach afterwards, Pavel Vierba, who's very experienced, said, my feelings are definitely not optimal. It's a bit of an underreaction, really, to losing 9-5.
I hope that's lost something in translation. I was absolutely livid, might be nearer the mark. Listen, thank you, Kevin. Been absolutely brilliant. Don't forget, next week, Daniele Fisichella will be co-hosting, which I'm looking forward to very much indeed. He's no Hatchard, but he'll be very, very good. Newcastle won the poll, with 50% of the votes saying that they're going to win Group F. Thank you for all your votes there. I'll be back tomorrow at 1 on Hawksby and Jacobs, looking back on the weekend's Premier League action. Coming up next here on TalkSport, inevitably and quite rightly, TalkSport special looking back on the life and career of Sir Bobby Charlton. God bless you all and good night.
The ball played into Balogun!
157.
Urgent Camp Lejeune settlement message. On September 6th, the government announced it will soon begin providing fast, guaranteed settlements to Camp Lejeune Marines, families, and civilians. Awards will range between $100,000 and $550,000, with an option for higher amounts. If you or a loved one spent time at Camp Lejeune and suffered cancers of the bladder, liver, or kidneys, leukemia, non-Hodgkin's lymphoma, Parkinson's, or kidney issues, you may qualify for compensation and could be paid within 60 days after accepting your settlement, with your VA benefits fully protected. You may be entitled to a significant financial award for your Camp Lejeune claim, but you must act now.
$1-877 Cards for Kids. KARS Cards for Kids. 1-877 Cards for Kids. Donate your card today.
1-877 Cars for Kids. KARS Cars for Kids. 1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
To learn more about our programs and to donate, go to carsforkids.com. That's Cars with a K. Pickup is quick and easy. You'll also get a vacation voucher and maximum tax deduction.
1-877 Cars for Kids. KARS.
The following is a presentation of SiriusXM Sports.
Ally is proud to present the NWSL on CBS Sports. Today's match between North Carolina Courage and Gotham is brought to you by CarMax. Wakemed Soccer Park is the scene for this matchup, which has seen Gotham come away unbeaten from 2 matches here this year in League and Challenge Cup, while Gotham won both matchups on home territory. Hello, I'm Jackie Oatley alongside Laurie Lindsay, former US international. Thank you for joining us for this crunch match tonight. What on earth have we got in store?
Yeah, well, it's a clean slate for both of these teams. Regular season is over, so essentially this is a 3-game tournament to win a championship, but it's about taking one game at a time, and that starts tonight.
It does indeed. Well, let's have a look at the 2023 NWSL playoff bracket, because the semi-final lineup is almost complete. We know the Shield winners San Diego will host OL Reign, but who will travel to Portland for the other semi-final? That is what we will be finding out tonight. But if it's to be the Courage, they will have to do it without their superstar forward, Caroline of Brazil, after picking up that ACL injury last weekend. How will they manage without her?
Well, it changes the complexity of their team immensely. It's always emotional when you lose a teammate to a major injury, but also now when you lose your best attacker. So the big question for North Carolina is how are they going to cope? Who's going to step up? Well, one of those players that's going to have to step up is Manaka. She's been excellent since joining the Courage in July. Immediate impact with her understanding of how this team wants to play, her ability to link play, final pass, score these amazing goals as we saw in the Challenge Cup final. She's going to need to be a threat in the final third tonight to make up for the absence of Caroline.
What a talent at just 19 years of age as well. Well, at the opposite end of the age spectrum, the Ally Bioblast spotlights the soon-to-be retiring Ali Krieger from Gotham.
And she has bite, she has grit, but it's her experience that sets her apart. She has led this team with her leadership to the playoffs. They're going to need that experience on the back line to get an away win tonight.
And she'll be hoping this is not her final match of her career tonight. It's all to come in just a moment. Ally presents the NWSL on CBS Sports.
Miss the all-new Rise and Shine, a SiriusXM podcast.
This is Adam Shine. Every Wednesday morning, we're going to make you remember why you love sports. The crack of the bat, the smell of the grass, the thrill of a buzzer beater, the heroes, the underdogs, the moments you remember forever. Join me, Bob Stew, and the most interesting guests in sports for the all-new Rise and Shine.
Download Rise and Shine right now on the SXM app, available with all trials and popular plans, or wherever you get your podcasts. That's SCHEIN.
Hi, everybody. Christopher Mad Dog Russo here. Familiar? You should be. Well, now you can catch Mad Dog's Daily Bite each day as a podcast, where you'll hear my thoughts and opinions on the biggest topics around the world of sports. NFL, baseball, golf, NBA, even the hockey. That you know you can count on. That's Mad Dog's Daily Bite. Drops daily anywhere you get your podcasts. And you can also hear me weekdays 3 to 6 Eastern on Mad Dog Unleashed, SiriusXM Channel 82, or anytime on the SXM app.
Soccer's biggest clubs play in the English Premier League, and you can hear them in action every week on Sirius XM FC.
A 5-star show from Manchester City.
From the traditional powers
Liverpool have been incredible tonight. Manchester United may just have won it.
to the new kids on the block.
Newcastle United, they have lived off.
All the top teams.
A quick fire double from Chelsea.
Every match.
Absolutely glorious from Tottenham Hotspur.
Only on Sirius XM FC 157 and the SXM app.
Comedy Central Radio brings you the biggest names in comedy. All day long, you'll hear the best stand-up comedy from Comedy Central's massive library.
Do you ever ask an adult what they did over the weekend and they say they didn't do anything? Their faces light up.
Every weeknight, you'll hear 2 half hours of comedy for your drive home.
The other day, I got jealous of a dog's thigh gap. I'm not proud of that.
We've got holiday specials and guest comedian takeovers.
I've got something to say.
Comedy Central Radio, Sirius XM 95, or on the Sirius XM app.
Caroline, very sadly, out with an ACL injury. Brittany Ratcliffe gets the call-up.
And this is a team that wants to keep possession. So in the midfield, in particular, O'Sullivan, Narumi, they'll dictate the tempo. And then up top, Tess Bodie. She's listed as a center forward, but she will drop deep into midfield to create the overloads. That will allow for Lucy Ratcliffe in the wide areas to be a bit more direct and look to stretch the game.
Well, as far as Gotham are concerned, they also make one change from last weekend. It's a straight swap at right back with the Brazilian Bruninha coming in for Kristen Edmonds.
And this is also a team that wants to have the ball, especially in the wide areas. Niswanger, Bruninha, the 2 outside backs, they will get forward. And then up top, in the attack, take your pick. Loads of goal scorers. Lynn Williams leads the line with 7 goals, 2 assists.
They certainly have some firepower. Well, Juan Carlos Amoros is looking to take Gotham from bottom of the table last year to the championship semi-finals and possibly beyond this year. His first season in charge. As for Sean Nahas, well, he's already won the Challenge Cup twice in 2 years, and now he's going for a hat-trick of trophies. But he has some business to take care of tonight first. North Carolina players getting ready. Denise O'Sullivan, a veteran in this lineup. Ali Krieger, a veteran, of course, in the Gotham lineup. Lynn Williams facing her former side tonight. And that teenager, 19 years of age. What a talent she is from Japan. Could be a key figure. Our referee tonight is Katya Koroleva. Let's hope she has a quiet night for everyone's sakes. We do have VAR if it should be required. Let's hope we're not talking about that afterwards. Could we be talking about Esther or Midge Purse? One more place is up for grabs in the NWSL playoff semi-finals. Who will face Portland at Providence Park 2 weeks tonight? So the scene is set. We are ready for our second and final quarter-final. Well, the tension is certainly building. And we are underway for the 5th time this season. North Carolina Courage square up to Gotham FC. Is this finally the day they get the better of them when it matters most? The Courage in the dark blue, Gotham in the white. How do Courage manage them without their star player, Caroline, particularly in the early stages? What are they looking to do?
Well, they've got to look to Narumi, O'Sullivan in the midfield. This is a possession-oriented North Carolina team. We've seen that under Sean Nahas the last few years, but especially this season. And it's going to be about Narumi, O'Sullivan dictating tempo, getting on the ball, and being an outlet to break the press of Gotham early on and to be able to establish play here at home.
Gotham, the visitors, looking to make some early inroads. Bruninia in the side tonight. Yasmin Ryan, who scored a fabulous goal, her first in the regular season for Gotham last weekend, as they only just confirmed that place. After the final whistle, they were waiting to hear whether they had indeed sneaked into the playoffs, retained that 6th spot, and it came as a mighty relief to all of them that they were in there. They finished 6th in the end. North Carolina Courage finished 3rd. Just 2 more points separated them. The Courage with 4 more goals and a 6-goal difference better off. The referee is just having a little word with Bruninia, saying, put your hands down and leave her alone. Well, Bodie, who was just nudged out of it then, will be a key player, as they all will be, of course, tonight, with a officially lines up as a centre forward, doesn't she? But really she tends to play a lot deeper than that and helps out in the midfield. But they'll need the goals to come from somewhere. But it's Gotham.
Well, it's that movement from Tess Bodie that's going to be critical to the success going forward this evening for North Carolina. Just to be able to establish play, create those overloads in the midfield, and then allow for the players in the wide areas like Ratcliffe, Lucy that we mentioned coming into this game, allowing them to be a bit more direct. But establishing play, establishing the rhythm like we're seeing right now is going to be important, because they're going to have to go with numbers without having that individual outlet from Caroline.
Bruninia with a throw-in. Neely Martin, the defensive linchpin in midfield for Gotham. You have Mandy Hort in goal after that injury back in August to Abby Smith. The 24-year-old stepping up. And having played the last 7 regular season games after Abby Smith has started the first 15.
And just in general, Jackie, we talked about a lot about North Carolina and their start to this game and what that looks like without Caroline. But on the flip side of that, for Gotham FC, what does their press look like the first 15 or 20 minutes? This is a pressing team defensively, but can they even take more risks knowing that there's not going to be that individual outlet in behind for North Carolina to be able to utilize once that press comes fast and furious from Gotham, as we're going to see a foul on that far side.
Midge Purse also scored a fine goal last weekend against Kansas City Current. Now, what can the Courage do going forwards? I'm so used to seeing Caroline down that right-hand side, and we were at this stadium for the Challenge Cup final when she had so many chances and always is such a key player for them. 10 goals in the regular season. Tyler Lucy with the next highest tally with 6. But then the next highest goal scorer is Mila Gale with just 2. They're the only side, the Courage, that don't have 3 players or more with a minimum of 3 goals in the regular season to their name. And Lucy doesn't always start.
No, she hasn't, but she's been effective when she's coming off the bench or when she has started. 6 goals to her name. She's going to look to be more direct on that right-hand side, whereas we're going to see Brittany Ratcliffe at times on the left-hand side drop a little bit deeper. Just keep the ball at times, switch the point of play, be a bit more of a possession-oriented striker, and allow for more numbers, especially Emily Fox out of that back line to be able to get forward.
It was her ball into O'Sullivan in midfield, which led to this change of possession and a long one over the top from Hort for Esther to chase. Nice to have a World Cup winning centre forward in your side. With Spain, of course. And she has asked that we call her Esther and not Gonzalez. Same with Maitani Lopez. She prefers to be called Maitani. A mixture of cultural talent with the Brazilian of Bruninho at right back for Gotham. All the Spanish players as well. And a couple of fabulous Japanese players. Now here come the Courage. The early ball in, looking for the run of Manaka. Away by Niswonger. Now here come Gotham. And there's Esther looking for the ball through to Ryan. Came to nothing.
Well, and this is going to be the interesting aspect of this game because there's a big switch initially to be able to open up the attack, allow for Ryan Williams, the right back for North Carolina, to get forward. And they do like to push Fox, Williams, the outside backs, higher up the field for North Carolina, but it does leave them exposed sometimes in the counterattack. So can Gotham be smart once they do win it? Look to go quickly and have numbers.
Ratcliffe back to a goalkeeper, Casey Murphy. Nodded down by Martin. Now picked up by Williams and clipped towards Bruninho. And both fullbacks, as you mentioned, Laurie, for Gotham, do love to get forward, with Bruninho, the Brazilian, on the right, and the rookie, Jenna Niswonger, on the left. More of an attacking midfielder in her college days, but has done really well at left back for Gotham because she's needed to play there right from the first game of the season when she was pulled up off the bench. Certainly in the running for Rookie of the Year. Here's Williams. Likes to drive in field, as does her fellow fullback, Emily Fox. Here she is, Fox with the early ball forward, looking for Bodie. All 4 of the fullbacks on display tonight like to go forward. So each side will be looking to try and take advantage of that.
And that is going to be an interesting battle in this game because both will want to get into attack. It's part of their DNA. We've already seen Fox on this near side for North Carolina trying to pinch in. And Fox essentially not only will get higher up the field, but at times she'll pinch in centrally. There's a foul on Fox against Midge Purse. But at times she will pinch it and essentially create even more of an overload. So that is where North Carolina, playing it here at home, has to get a handle of this game. In those central areas, create the overloads, but keep possession and then look to build in numbers, because they aren't going to have that individual aspect, as we mentioned, from Caroline. We've already seen a few big switches of play, but just not the ability to be able to break out quite yet.
Esther battling it out with Narumi. Bodie. Infield looking for Manaka. Up again, though, by Gotham. Neither of these sides have been in great form in the regular season. North Carolina Courage's win at Washington Spirit last weekend after Trinity Rodman had got sent off for the Spirit. That was their first win in 8 in the league. And Gotham won just 1 of the last 7. That was also against the Spirit. But in that time, the Courage did win the semi-final and the final of the Challenge Cup. So not been a bad season at all after failing to reach the playoffs last season for the first time. And Williams is back there defending. Still Gotham coming forwards, intercepted by Fox. Kaylee Kurtz, double Iron Woman. It's quite some achievement, that. And played every minute of the last couple of seasons. Here's O'Sullivan, Ireland international in midfield and a pivotal figure for them. As all these Courage players will have to step up. It must have been quite an emotional week for them as well after their teammate injured so badly last weekend. Key figure on the field, but off the field as well. They've all been saying what a key player she is. Now here's Bruninia. She stayed on side and she can't keep it in anyway.
Yeah, just a bit of a heavy pass in the end, but it's the right idea, and it all starts from the Gotham FC's press to create the turnover, force Berkeley just to play that right into the path of Bruninia, who's pouncing, waiting for that moment. And those are the ideas that Gotham will look for once they do step up their defensive pressure higher up the field. Especially when you see Fox go roaming, trying to be one of those central outlets. She will leave that left side of the field wide open that Bruninia will try to get into.
Courage, very much a possession-based side. They love to have the ball and work their openings. Sean Nahas, the manager, very much influenced by the Spanish style of play. Bodie's lost it, though. Yeah, and possession changes hands. Sorry, Laurie.
Yeah, no, you're exactly right. Just a few too many turnovers in the central areas for both teams. Have to be a bit more patient with their possession, pick out the right pass, but gave us a good look of Bodie already dropping in and letting that ball run. So a bit too heavy. Led for the turnover in the midfield.
And Bodie's lost it there. Midge Purse back there defending for Gotham. Very helpful, by the way, for the Courage number 11 there. Chasing the ball down now. Brittany Ratcliffe to be wearing an orange bow. She did it originally for a parent's benefit when they were watching her at the University of Virginia, but every commentator since has been very happy when she's been playing with fellow blonde ponytailed players. Hayley Rasso, an Australian international, does something similar for her grandma so she can spot her on the pitch. She always sends her the coloured ribbons of her team kit, whether home or away. Lovely grandma to have.
Are you sending her thank you notes as well?
Don't need to. You can see him legging it down the wing at a rate of knots. Now his Purse is Narumi. Has been a feature of the opening 12 minutes or so is the number of turnovers. How much of that do you put down to nerves?
It's going to be an emotional game for both teams, knowing that a win is on the line. It always becomes emotional because this is essentially another season to to the entirety of the 2023 schedule. So 3 games to win a championship. Players know that, and we've already seen a bit of tightness in terms of how both of these teams are playing. No one really wanted to take risks, take the initiative right now in the attack. A lot of the play has been in the middle third of the field the first 12, 13 minutes so far. So who's going to take this game on their shoulders? We pointed to Narumi O'Sullivan for North Carolina. A lot of the play goes through them. It'll be about initially breaking through the press of Gotham. But then for Gotham, can they play big balls over the top? Try to undo this back line for North Carolina, because they have the talent up top with Williams, Astaire, and Purse that can get on the end of it and then opens up some space in those central areas underneath. Nice Wonga. Pick forwards. It's back towards Bodie, who does really well to turn Maitani. And Bodie's fighting away for the ball. And the referee, Kati Koroleda, has gone straight to a pocket for the first yellow card of the game. As Maitani nods her head as if to go, it's a fair cop, Gov. Well, and this is something that North Carolina is going to have to look for, because Tess Bodie, even though she's played an attacking midfielder majority of her life, she does have the pace to get beyond back lines, occupy the 2 center backs. Look at that heavy touch right there to try to break away. But you can see Maitane pulling her back. It is a deserved yellow card, but something that North Carolina should look for is Tess Bodie getting beyond as well once she does drop in front of those 2 center backs for Gotham FC, because it's going to ask some questions. Are they going to step to her, or are they going to drop off and leave her space? And then that's when she has to be aggressive as well on the half turn. Oh, free kick from where the original foul took place. Japan's Narumi dinks it into the area, looking for Kurtz, hooks it goalwards. Ort is there. I wonder what sort of game or goal is going to change this game and be the difference. I wonder whether it's going to be something spectacular or something scrappy, or an error born perhaps from nerves maybe. Well, I think all of the above, essentially, because both teams have the individuals to be able to have a moment of brilliance to be able to set this game apart. But then also, sometimes these games, because no one really wants to take the risk, especially in the opening parts, it's about being scrappy. It's about winning the first and second balls, making the game ugly, and winning and finding ways through that. So who can really continue to fight, even if it's not going the way that you want to, work through those moments of toughness. Character's key in these big games. Absolutely. Juan Carlos Amoros, 39-year-old from Madrid, having joined Gotham November last year on a 3-year contract after his spell at Houston Dash went pretty well. Well, there's Sheehan coming out of the midfield. She's the one that's applying the press, and that's where Gotham can be effective, because they'll not only get the 3 front runners higher up the field, but they'll get the 2 attacking midfielders of Sheehan, Ryan higher up as well. Thrown to the danger area. Well dealt with by Lucy. Nice one, they're battling away. Another throw into Gotham. Astaire on the chase. Shackled by Williams. And they're claiming it's gone out of play. It did. Astaire, who signed in August after Spain had won the Women's World Cup, had already cut ties with Real Madrid before the tournament.
Now, what can Gotham do here? A strike from distance from Braninia.
Well, and that's the right back for Gotham FC. Just at times will pinch in as well, much like we've talked about Fox for North Carolina, and we've seen her hit from these distances, so why not? Doesn't really get a hold of it, goes nowhere near the goal, and from her quality she'll want better, but the right idea, she is the outlet when they are looking to switch to play. Had loads of space in front of her to just be able to line that one up.
She has scored a couple of goals already for them, the 21-year-old. Preferred today in place of Kristen Edmonds, the 36-year-old. Now here's Ratcliffe for the Courage. Has Bodie to her left. And here is Tess Bodie. Manaka's calling for it in the centre. Oh, she just caught Maitane. And it's a free kick to Gotham.
And I think Tess Bodie is like, I didn't actually even touch her. Oh, there it is. Yep. It was hard to tell in the in the live game, but my goodness, does she get Oliver? So no doubt would she, Maitane, go down immediately.
No breakthrough as yet in this second quarter-final of the 2023 NWSL playoffs. Already we saw OL Reign squeak through past Angel City, who'd done incredibly well to reach the playoffs. Becky Tweed will get a lot of credit. Will she get the job, though? We don't know. Well, a few positions to be decided, aren't there? As Martin has some defending to do. Your friend Megan Rapinoe, though, lives to fight another day in her career, her illustrious, decorated career. And they'll be going to San Diego Wave 2 weeks today. What a semi-final that will be. And we are here tonight to work out who is going to play away to Portland Thorns, who got a bye to the semi-finals after finishing second on that crazy, chaotic and wild decision day last Sunday, as Fox is hurt in that challenge.
You know, there's a little bit of a awkward movement, it looked like, from Fox, is right there as Purse comes through. Just a late roll of the ankle, it looks like, but good to see her back up. And we've said this before with North Carolina, at times the positioning of Fox allows him to be able to create the overload centrally, but also it narrows the field. So at times, if Fox is going to pinch in, then Ratcliffe has to be the one to be the initial outlet pass and then create the overload and the little combination down this near side, because it forces that turnover with how narrow Fox was and her being the first one to get on the end of that ball.
There. It's nicked away from her by Narumi. Now here's Manaka, tried to play it early in towards Bodie. Danger red though as Martin now plays it to Niswanger, the youngster to chase, but Williams got there first, an unsung heroine according to her boss Sean Nahas. Now here's Lucy with the ball in towards Bodie, and Braninia's there, so too Ratcliffe. Haven't seen a great deal of goalmouth action so far. And Fox.
Well, we talk so much about the possession of North Carolina, but their shape behind the ball when it is turned over, to be able to regain it and have numbers going forward, is what makes them so difficult to be played against. And we saw the turnover right there. Then they had numbers going forward. It's a big ball played into the box, and then just Fox, no one getting on the end of it. And that's where they're going to have better decisions for North Carolina in the final third. Going in combination, but connecting their pass, not forcing their opportunities. They do such a good job of the shape behind the ball and the work that they put in. They have to have more come of it.
Well, we had that late Veronica Latsko goal for Reign against Angel City. which meant no extra time or penalties. We could be going the distance tonight if required. If it's level after 90 minutes and stoppage time, we'll have 15 minutes each way of extra time. And if it's still level, it's the mighty, stroke dreaded penalties, which if you're a complete neutral, as we are, they are absolutely thrilling. But if you're in favour of one of these sides, or a massive fan of one of them, oh my goodness. Great when you win, horrendous otherwise. But we're used to the drama in the NWSL, aren't we?
We are. Chaos and drama, that's what we want.
It's the word of the season from my perspective. Chaos. And it's not too early to start thinking about next season. You can sign up right now for the 2024 campaign. Ticket plans for North Carolina Courage. And they are available right now. Just visit nccourage.com/tickets. You want to be part of this club and watch this really easy on the eye side, put together by Sean Nahas. And here is Denise O'Sullivan, one of those players who promptly gives it away.
Yeah, we've seen this a few times for North Carolina, just trying to force it into the central areas. The space is going to be out wide, so it's going to be important for Lucy to stay out wide, Ratcliffe at times to be the width initially and to open up the game, because there's just too many opportunities for them to go forward, but they force it right into the areas of the two center backs for Gotham, and it's predictable. And then Gotham wins it back, and they try to build out of these areas.
Well, the Courage earned this home advantage by finishing third, and the home team in the playoffs have won 16 times and lost 9 times. So something of an advantage. Gotham have not lost against the Courage in any of their 4 meetings so far this season. In League and Cup. Last meeting here, Gotham came from 2 goals down and also 3-1 down to draw 3-3 in the end. Bodie nipping in. Bruninia, back to Maitane. Ali Krieger. Hoping to do a Rapinoe. Extend her career by at least 1 more game. That's a good ball forwards for Bruninia to chase. Fox has gone with her. She needs some support, and she has it with Pearce. Bruninia telling her to go backwards. Well, Pearce has lost out to Ratcliffe. Good defensive work by Brittany Ratcliffe.
Yeah, and one of the reasons why she is getting the start, obviously knowing the attack is not going to provide exactly what Caroline has provided in terms of goal scoring, but she will work back. She will keep Gotham honest defensively and in the attack, so she has the ability to create the overloads in these wide areas as well. But now it's going to be about having an outlet for North Carolina to be able to break out in these instances.
Narumi for the Courage.
And you can see how high that back line is for Gotham, and they're willing to take that sort of risk, knowing that there isn't a true threat that's going to stretch the game in behind them. So they're squeezing it, they're making it tight, and that's why it's so difficult right now for North Carolina to play through those central areas. Not a lot of space.
Berkeley, Fox. Courage looking to build once again. This is how they play, out from the back. O'Sullivan, now to Ryan Williams. Back to O'Sullivan, the Irish international. It's a foul by Krieger.
Well, just look at the positioning of Manaka, and that forces Krieger to have to come off the back line for Gotham and make the decision if she's going to stay touch tight, because otherwise Monaca has the individual ability to get faced up, and then that's where they can be dangerous. So it's the right idea for Krieger to get tight, draw the foul, and not allow Monaca time and space on the ball.
Williams has done really well to win this from Krieger. Kurtz finds Berkeley. Now here's Fox, US international.
Yeah, and that's the positioning I'm talking about, Fox, because even if she just pulls 5 yards wider, she could be in this position a couple seconds earlier.
Ratcliffe. And Renina blocks the cross, and that's a corner for the Courage.
And rightfully so for North Carolina. They still get into the advanced position because Gotham is slow to step out to Fox. But if she pulls herself a bit wider, she'll have more time and space to go and attack the space and look to combine with Ratcliffe in a bit of a wider area or serve balls in. And we've seen her serve some dangerous balls in. So it's just the little details in these games that make a huge difference to give yourself a bit more time in the attack. But set pieces can also be one of those, as we're going to see Berkeley stand over this one.
Berkeley with a delivery. Kurtz was in there. It's back in by Narumi, but all the way back out to Fox. Maybe patience is the key tonight, judging by the first almost half hour.
Yeah, not unexpected that there is, in a way, a bit of a slow start in the terms of these types of balls.
Ratcliffe gets past Bruninia and a ball in, looking for Lucy. And Lucy and O'Sullivan got in each other's way. Ryan now finds Williams. A really good ball for Peirce to chase. Murphy, though, read the danger, but she was offside anyway.
Well, and one in for Brittany Ratcliffe. Smart idea to try to go first time with that ball. An early ball. Saw the run from Bodie, but then how quickly Gotham can get into the attack the other end. This is where Peirce Williams will cause all sorts of trouble. The timing of their runs, that one's just a bit offsides for Peirce, but right idea to quickly understand where the space is, and then Casey Murphy getting involved in this game early on, staying high off her line and connected to the back line.
Narumi for the Courage. There's Ratcliffe on the outside. Williams with the defensive work. Lynn Williams hasn't scored in 6 games for Gotham since June, but she does add so much from a defensive point of view and from a team work point of view, and there are other goal scorers in the side, as we saw last weekend. Here is Williams winning the ball back, urging Sheehan to make an angle for her. Tries to go for the nutmeg, but Fox was wise to it. Well played by Emily Fox. And finds Narumi. Really well played by Fox. And now the Courage, can they try and pull Gotham out of position? Here's Lucy. Has Williams on the outside. It's not the best ball into Williams. First time into the centre. Oh, and it wasn't far away for Tess Bodie.
Well, this is the best build-up that we've seen so far in this first half, Jackie, and it starts with Fox and the positioning of the two center mids, Narumi, O'Sullivan, how important they are in terms of their angles to be able to get out into this wide area. And it looks like a little bit of a loose ball initially right there, a bit too slow. Williams as well, and then look at Bodie. You got Bodie, you have Naka getting into the box. They've got runners. That doesn't miss by much, but well done from Radinia at the very last second. Gets in front of Bodie, gets her off balance, can't make good contact, but best build-up for North Carolina, and one of the reasons why we've seen them possess, go out one side, and then create the overloads, and that's what they're going to have to do tonight without Caroline.
Oh, it's picked up by Bodie again! Just a heavy initial touch. Oh, wow, this game is livening up now, particularly from a Courage perspective. Bonino at the top for Williams, going from back to front. Williams! Peirce is there and can't get the ball under her spell. flag was up for offside. My goodness, that went from back to front in the blink of an eye. And suddenly, Gotham, having almost been a goal down, were almost a goal up.
Well, it's a vulnerability of North Carolina coming right off of an attack. What does their shape on the back line look like? It's too big of a gap between Kurtz and Fox. Allows for Williams. You cannot have a player of her caliber with loads of space to get her head up, pick out Purse, who's dashing into the box. And a lot of credit to North Carolina doing what they can to get numbers back because they were exploited defensively. And that is something that Gotham should look for this entire match, because the amount of numbers that North Carolina will throw forward, that they need to throw forward to get combinations in the attack, does leave them exposed defensively. And those front runners for Gotham can take advantage of it.
Perhaps Courage have been lulled into a false sense of security with Lynn Williams doing defensive work, and suddenly had forgotten to pick her up, and there she popped up in plenty of space.
And it's a bit of warning sign, right, Jack? Because you have to have that communication on the back line, especially with how good Berkeley, Kurtz have been. But the communication has to be spot on. Just too much time and space between those outside backs and the center backs.
As Manaka upended. Certainly warming up this game now.
Listen, you said the word chaos, and then, things start livening up a bit.
Yeah, we've had a shot at goal now. Not on target, but, we don't want to ask for too much in these playoff quarterfinals. There is a lot on the line, a place in the semis in 2 weeks' time, to be precise. An international window in between. Praying for the head coaches, who in turn will be praying for their players as they go away with their national sides ahead of those semis. But these two need to book their places first. It's forwards from Braninia, picked up by Martin, to Williams, Ryan. And Braninia had continued her run. A lot of work that Narumi is getting through in that midfield. Now here's Williams. And throw finding her. Braninia wants it. Fox up against her, denying her the space to get the cross in. Fox doing really well again. As Bodie and now Ratcliffe comes away with it, and that'll surely be another yellow card.
Yeah, definitely a yellow card. But how good has Fox been defensively? 1v1, denying the attackers of Gotham to be able to get a cross off. And it's an excellent touch from Ratcliffe as she sees the pressure, and there's a little combination. A big first touch from Ratcliffe, and Neely Martin knows that she's beaten, brings her down, deserved yellow card.
And that's two Gotham players in the book, Maitani and Martin. Both for stopping promising plays.
I'm not so sure. I felt like I saw Neely Martin say, I don't know why I got the yellow card, but...
Maybe she's thinking because it was so deep that was that really a promising attack, but the way the Courage play, it probably was. Little delay before the restart. North Carolina fans showing up and making themselves heard on pretty short notice after last weekend's clinching of a spot. They had been 2-0 up against Kansas City Currents, but were pegged back. 2-2 in the end, so it was really nervy at the end. Maitani, Braninia. For people just tuning in, Laurie, who've been the key players for you?
Yeah, exactly what we expected for North Carolina. Narumi doing a lot of defensive work, staying connected to the back line. Her and O'Sullivan creating some really good angles to be able to build out and switch the play. That's when they've looked the most dangerous. Going out the other side, looking to get Ryan Williams higher up the field. And then for Gotham FC, it's when they can get Lynn Williams, Midge Purse, running at that back line, exploiting the space once they do step up.
This game could potentially go to extra time and potentially penalties. Only once has a playoff game in the NWSL gone to penalty kicks. That was when Washington Spirit were beaten 3-2 by Western New York Flash in the final. 2016, Lynn Williams scoring the decisive penalty. She had scored very, very late in that game as well. Katie Stengel had scored for the Spirit. Ali Krieger had her opening penalty for the Spirit saved.
Oh, look at Narumi once again. She's the one that's helping back. She's filling in the gaps in between Fox and Berkeley to make sure that Lynn Williams is doubled down, doesn't have time and space. Such an important work for her. And then it's allowing O'Sullivan just to stay out of it a bit. And then once they do win it, she can be the initial outlet pass to be able to go out the other side. Really well done from Narumi.
It's flicked on away by Williams, but not the clearance she was after. Williams is denied. Now here's Ryan. Nice one, and let's fly.
And playing out of the back is what's caused the most problems for North Carolina so far in this game. Just either missed clearances, not enough on it. That's Williams trying to clear it, sends it right back into danger, and then that's the position that you want Ryan in. Looking to see if she can get her head up to go herself, sees the pressure coming, and Niswong are in a better position. That Lucy does just enough to throw her off. That one's always rising, but a bit better attack, and it starts with the pressure and numbers higher up the field to create that turnover for Gotham.
Well, the Courage have a fabulous home record. They haven't lost in the last 13 games here in all competitions, 9 of them in the regular season, since Washington Spirit won here in April. And Bodie, his communication with Ratcliffe.
And I think that will be the talking point for Sean Nahas and his coaching staff going into halftime, is just how can they connect that pass, because you can see Bodie, and we talked about her having the license to be able to drop in, but can they complete the pass initially, drop it off to Manaka, and then get players higher? Because right now, just misplaced passes, it gives it right back to Gotham. And then these big balls over the top, as of recent, have caused a bit of problems for that back line for North Carolina.
Manaka picks up the ball, looks to do something useful with it. Is denied, though, by the boot of Niswonger. Here's Martin, the defensive midfielder. Well, that's meat and drink for Emily Fox. Here's Lucy. I'm talking about players who might step up. Tyler Lucy being one of those. Bearing in mind that she's the second highest goal scorer behind Caroline. She scored 6 goals this season, 5 of them match winners, just as it was last weekend at the Spirit. Useful player to have. There she is, diving into the challenge. Here's Maitane.
Well, Lucy is best when she's higher up the field, looking for the big ball over the top or getting isolated out wide. And right now, her and Ratcliffe are having to do so much work defensively because they don't have initial pressure higher up the field in these areas. So it's easy for Gotham to be able to get more numbers into advanced positions, and then that's forcing Ratcliffe, Lucy to have to track back, and then they're so deep when they do win it. So connecting a few passes, then bypassing that first initial pressure, going out the other side will be key for North Carolina throughout this match.
Midge Purse for Gotham up against Williams. And against Kurtz too, gets in the way. Nice Wonga with the ball in. Here's Williams. Oh, Lynn Williams with a sight of goal, just gets her angles wrong.
Yeah, I don't think she expected it to come back to her because this is Purse getting isolated. This is the matchup that they will want. Cutting inside, looks to go herself, but then you have Nicewanger following it up. Numbers in the box, and right there is when I don't think Williams was expecting that. A bit flat-footed as that one comes back at an awkward height as well.
Well, we'll wait to see what tonight's game brings. The other semi-final is set in the 2023 NWSL playoffs. OL Reign will visit the Shield-winning San Diego Wave. Both semi-finals taking place on Sunday, November 5th. And kick-off for this match will come shortly after 9:30 p.m. Eastern, 6:30 p.m. Pacific on CBS Sports Network. What a night of action that will be. Both quarterfinals, very tight affairs. The first one settled in the 87th minute. Reign against Angel City. Gotham just had a sight of goal, though, through Lynn Williams, and they fancy another one.
And this is where Gotham have improved throughout this match so far. Getting tighter in those central areas, creating the turnovers. Then you get Ryan, Williams, Purse, the players that you want running at that back line in better positions. Early on in this first half, a bit too light in terms of getting the immediate pressure. It was allowing North Carolina to be able to break out quickly.
Nicewanger, veteran Lee Krieger, 39 years of age, playing next to the youngster, 22 years of age, out of FSU. Still finding her feet in that position, but what a player to have alongside her to guide her through.
And I think when you think of a left-sided or left-footed left back, I mean, she's still learning the defensive side of things, but in the attack can join in underneath, as we saw in that one attempt from her off the Ryan ball, but also can whip balls in from wide areas. That provides a bit more versatility up top because Purse can slip inside, Williams if she's on that side as well. So the combinations that they can create can be so dangerous.
Nicewanger with the throw. Finds Yasmin Ryan. Martin. Nicewanger. Clever little ball into the feet of Esther. Now here's Purse. Has Esther and Lynn Williams in the centre. Purse finds Yasmin Ryan. Good ball from Bruninia into Sheehan. Oh, and it's nudged goalwards, and it's in! The opening goal of the quarter-final on the stroke of half-time. And it's scored by Delaney Sheehan. What a time to score.
Well, huge goal late in this first half, and you felt the momentum building and the numbers getting forward for Gotham FC. It's just smart play. They're patient, methodical, don't force it. Sheehan stays out of it. That's your attacking mid. And just at the last second, looks like she's going to serve it. A bit of a heavy touch. You can see Fox almost backs out of it. And I'm not so sure that Sheehan means that. She just needs to get something on it to put it in the mix. Screened Casey Murphy and just trickles into the back of the net, but they won't care at all. It's 1-0. Gotham FC away from home late in this first half, and what a goal that is.
And that's Delaney Sheehan's first goal of her professional career. And it could be the most significant one for quite some time for her and for her side, who have a crucial advantage going into the 1 minute of stoppage time presented by Verizon.
And we talked about the wide areas.
It's Bodie.
We talked about the wide areas, Jackie, for Gotham FC and how they like to build in those areas. Well, we haven't really seen them get players isolated, so really well done, and that is something that Juan Carlos Amorós talked to us about, particularly with Sheehan coming into this match. Her movement, her ability to read the play, she stays out of it. That buys her the time and just a little toe poke, and that's all you need to give them a little bit of separation and a positive aspect going into halftime.
Fox with a delivery to the far post. Lucy's there! Oh, and just wide. Mandy Hart was scrambling.
Well, it's the response you want if you're the home team, North Carolina Courage. It's the first real time that we've seen just loft balls up. They have players in the box. Lucy hedges her bets, forces Purse to have to get back defend, just gets enough on it. That just misses by inches. A really good response from the home team. As we're going to see. Well, they left it late in that half to provide the chaos that we were expecting. And it is Juan Carlos Amoros's side that has that vital advantage. Delaney Sheehan, 24 years of age. What a moment. And that changes the complexion of the entire quarter-final. It's quietened the home crowd. See the Gotham supporter right in the centre there is not causing any troubles, just thinking, I'm just going to sit on my hands in a minute. I'm saying nothing. Well, let's go down pitch side and speak to Delaney Sheehan. Huge congratulations on scoring the breakthrough goal right on the stroke of half-time. Just talk us through it from your perspective, please.
The goal specifically?
You
Yes.
add them up to get the right answer.
Sorry, I can't hear you.
Delaney, we're just asking you about the goal that you scored at the end of that half and what was going through your mind as the ball came to you and your execution.
Yeah, that's something that we work a lot on, being patient around the box. So I trusted that the team would swing the ball, and then when I got it, I was just trying to put it anywhere in the box, and that's all it takes, I guess.
Yeah, Delaney, Juan Carlos, your coach, spoke to us about your movement and being critical and how you find the angles. You did that on the goal. What's going to be the key for you to get on the ball more in the second half?
I think our team just being patient on the ball when we move it, it allows us all in the middle to open up and really create the angles. So just being patient.
Well, Delaney, thank you very much for talking to us after your first ever NWSL goal. Crucial one it has been as well, and really changes how we look at this game approaching the second half. We'll return to this Ally NWSL broadcast after this on CBS Sports Network.
Hey, what's going on? This is your boy Kevin Hart, and guess what? I've got my own channel on Sirius XM, Kevin Hart's Laugh Out Loud Radio, channel 96. We play the best stand-up comedy from some of my favorite comedians, and I got my own show. It's called Straight From the Heart, and I host it with a bunch of unattractive friends of mine. They call the Plastic Cup Boys. Every Tuesday and Thursday, real, raw, authentic conversation. 4 p.m. Pacific, 7 p.m. Eastern. Laugh Out Loud Radio right here on Sirius XM, channel 96. Don't miss it.
3, 2, 1. Command has been given. Crank them up.
The NASCAR Cup Series is on Sirius XM. We're back on the track.
Checker flag, baby. Yeah!
Sunday,
1 p.m. Eastern.
It's the Xfinity 500
from Martinsville Speedway on Sirius XM NASCAR Radio, channel 90.
And the green flag is in the air.
Listen to Sirius XM NASCAR Radio, channel 90, and on the SXM app, included with all of our trials and popular plans.
Yes, we did it!
Hi, everybody. Christopher Mad Dog Russo here. Familiar? You should be. Well, now you can catch Mad Dog's Daily Bite each day as a podcast, where you'll hear my thoughts and opinions on the biggest topics around the world of sports. NFL, baseball, golf, NBA, even the hockey. That you know you can count on. That's Mad Dog's Daily Bite. Drops daily anywhere you get your podcasts. And you can also hear me weekdays 3 to 6 Eastern on Mad Dog Unleashed, Sirius XM Channel 82, or anytime on the SXM app.
Nobody brings you the excitement of Formula One racing like Sirius XM.
Let's go, come on!
Hear every thrilling lap of a worldwide championship chase.
Verstappen takes the lead of the Grand Prix, and Hamilton couldn't hold him off.
Comprehensive pre- and post-race coverage.
That was the best race I've ever seen.
And a weekly insider look at the F1 circuit every Wednesday on SXM Wheel to Wheel.
Been plenty going on both on and off track.
The 2023 Formula One season on Sirius XM Channel 81 and the SXM app.
Soccer's biggest clubs play in the English Premier League, and you could hear them in action every week on Sirius XM FC.
A 5-star show from Manchester City.
From the traditional powers
Liverpool have been incredible tonight. Manchester United may just have won it.
to the new kids on the block.
Newcastle United, they have lived off.
All the top teams.
A quick fire double from Chelsea.
Every match.
Absolutely glorious from Tottenham Hotspur.
Only on Sirius XM FC 157 and the SXM app.
Rediscover the majestic musical world of Queen with the return of the Queen Channel.
How amazing to have our own channel. It's a dream, really.
As Queen's debut album turns 50, hear the stories behind their songs and see Queen and Adam Lambert on the Rhapsody Tour. A limited engagement, the Queen Channel, now on Channel 104 and on the Sirius XM app, included in all trials and popular plans. Just search Queen.
Former US international Laurie Lindsay, and we had to wait a long time for the goal in that first half. But what did you make of it overall?
Yeah, I think it's what we expected, right? Neither team really wanting to open themselves up, take a ton of risks early on in the match. And then when we saw the pressure, the press that we expected from Gotham to be able to turn North Carolina over higher up the field, then they created chances. And credit to them, because at the final with the goal, they were patient. They found the wide areas. Sheehan definitely wasn't trying to score that, but credit to her, just got it into the mix. I think Murphy was screened or had to have done better in that opportunity, but 1-0 away team, and that is a massive goal headed into the second half.
It is, and it's the first time that Gotham have ever scored in the playoffs. And let's have a look at the bracket and what it could potentially mean and what it will mean for whoever comes through tonight, because the winner will be travelling to Providence Park. Portland Thorns will be their opponents 2 weeks tonight. We already know that OL Reign will be travelling to San Diego Wave, and we will find out in the next hour or so possibly. We could be going to extra time, we could be going to penalties, but the Courage have some work to do first. And we'll be back with the highlights of the first half when we come back in just a few moments here on CBS Sports.
Comedy Central Radio brings you the biggest names in comedy. All day long, you'll hear the best stand-up comedy from Comedy Central's massive library.
You ever ask an adult what they did over the weekend and they say they didn't do anything? Their faces light up.
Every weeknight, you'll hear 2.5 hours of comedy for your drive home.
The other day I got jealous of a dog's thigh gap. I'm not proud of that.
We've got holiday specials and guest comedian takeovers.
I've got something to say.
Comedy Central Radio, Sirius XM 95, or on the Sirius XM app.
When college basketball's winningest coach goes one-on-one.
This is Coach K.
It's more than just an interview.
I always love our conversation, but we're able to share it with a lot of people. That's why I love the show.
Coach K is back for another season on Sirius XM, talking with the biggest names in basketball.
Jason Tatum
is what I dreamed about as a kid.
And beyond.
Hall of Fame quarterback Peyton Manning.
My greatest takeaway, it's been the relationships.
Basketball and beyond with Coach K. Thursday nights at 6 Eastern on College Sports Radio Channel 84 and the Sirius XM app.
This Halloween, Carrie gets scary. Country icon Carrie Underwood shares her favorite spooky songs for the season on her new exclusive Sirius XM channel.
I hope to put you all in the Halloween spirit with this countdown.
It's Carrie's Scary Countdown. Listen all week long. Only on Carrie's Country, Channel 60, and the Sirius XM app.
From busking the streets of London to becoming a generational pop star, the Ed Sheeran channel returns by popular demand to take you on a journey from the very beginning.
They say she's in the class 18.
Through his just-released new album, Autumn Variations.
English girl in an American town.
The Ed Sheeran channel, now for a limited time on Channel 14 and the Sirius XM app, included in all trials and popular plans.
The National League Championship Series is on Sirius XM. The Arizona Diamondbacks.
That ball's gone. Walker's first of the postseason.
The Philadelphia Phillies.
And it's long gone.
Hear your hometown announcers on the SiriusXM app before and after every game. MLB Network Radio's experts bring you closer to the action.
We are on the field here on MLB Network Radio.
On-site coverage of the postseason through the last out of the World Series is on Channel 89.
There's a channel that explodes with gritty guitar texture and perfect pop melodies. SiriusXM Pop Rocks serves up those undeniable 90s anthems, 2K hits, and today's fresh pop finds. Pop Rocks, turn it up now on Channel 12 and anytime in the SiriusXM app.
Started to build themselves into this game, gain a little bit of confidence. It's a big ball over. Good recognition from Williams to see where the space is, and then Purse trying to get on the end of it. But look at the amount of numbers for North Carolina to get back, stall the play, not allow for Purse to get something clear on it, and well done. But then it would be the patience and the movement of the ball, the angles. Keep your eye on Sheehan here initially on this near side. They work the ball from the far side to the near. Sheehan stays out of it, gets her head up. It's a bit of a heavy touch, and all she's trying to do is play that through the mix. But it's Murphy that gets screened in the end. Should have done better with this because it's a little toe poke, late to react, but that would be the difference in the first 45.
And we'll return with the second half of this Ally NWSL broadcast right here on CBS Sports.
The biggest clubs and the top stars in European soccer battle it out in the UEFA Champions League. And the drama is on SiriusXM FC.
Absolutely magnificent from Mbappe.
Don't miss a blockbuster matchup between new money and the old guard as Paris clashes with AC Milan.
On the turn, Christian Pulisic found the breakthrough for Milan.
PSG versus Milan, Wednesday at 3 Eastern on SiriusXM FC 157 and streaming on the SiriusXM app.
To truly go inside the game of pro football, you need to see things from the player's perspective.
Let's go.
Every Tuesday at 7 p.m. Eastern, catch the player's point.
Let's go. Let's bring the energy.
Join NFL tight end Colin Thompson and Miami Dolphins fullback Alec Ingold as they break down the biggest stories in the NFL.
It's an encouraging way to look at football.
The Player's Point. Every Tuesday at 7 p.m. Eastern, only on SiriusXM NFL Radio Channel 88 and the SiriusXM app.
Everything you need to follow ACC football this season is on ACC Today. Breakdowns.
Drake May is a generational talent.
Big guests.
Jordan Travis, man, it's good to catch up with you.
Analysts that played in the league like Roddy Jones.
5 days of ACC football.
EJ Manuel.
He is a perfect fit.
Eric McLean.
It has the potential to really be fun.
And more. It's all happening on ACC Today. Weekdays from 8 to 11 a.m. Eastern. ACC Radio Channel 371. And streaming anytime on the SiriusXM app.
The best guests stop by NBA Radio every week.
We've got Kevin Durant sitting down with us.
Obviously, if we don't win the title, we'll get pounced on.
We are joined now by Klay Thompson.
I'm just really excited to show the world I'm still capable of greatness.
Giannis Antetokounmpo.
I feel like I win more like Dame because when you have a guy like Dame next to you, you have to be ready.
If you missed any of our interviews from the week, check them out anytime on the SXM app by searching NBA Radio.
Don't miss the all-new Rise and Shine, a SiriusXM podcast.
This is Adam Shine. Every Wednesday morning, we're going to make you remember why you love sports. The crack of the bat, the smell of the grass, the thrill of a buzzer beater, the heroes, the underdogs, the moments you remember forever. Join me, Bob Stew, and the most interesting guests in sports for the all-new Rise and Shine.
Download Rise and Shine right now on the SXM app. Available with all trials and popular plans, or wherever you get your podcasts. That's SCHEIN.
Hey, what's going on? This is your boy Kevin Hart, and guess what? I've got my own channel on SiriusXM, Kevin Hart's Laugh Out Loud Radio, channel 96. We play the best stand-up comedy from some of my favorite comedians, and I got my own show. It's called Straight From the Heart, and I host it with a bunch of unattractive friends of mine. They call the Plastic Cup Boys. Every Tuesday and Thursday, real, raw, authentic conversation, 4 p.m. Pacific, 7 p.m. Eastern. Laugh Out Loud Radio right here on Sirius XM, channel 96. Don't miss it.
By Delaney Sheehan, the first of her NWSL career. These are the stats at halftime. Gotham with more of the shots and the only one on target. What else do you make of it, Laurie?
Yeah, not surprising about the possession. We knew North Carolina was going to have the majority of it. One of their best chances, if not really the only chance in that first half, came with really good possession of starting on one side, switching the play, getting overlaps. They're going to want to continue that to get themselves back into this game. But the other thing that stands out is Narumi, 6 tackles. She was excellent in the midfield for North Carolina. Now can they utilize that defensive aspect from her to free up O'Sullivan a bit more?
One of these sides is about to play their final 45 minutes of the year. The other travels to Portland in 2 weeks' time. Can the Courage find the equaliser to potentially send the game to extra time, maybe to penalties? There's a long way to go yet. And it's Gotham in the white, restarting the second half in possession. No doubt they'll be greatly buoyed by that goal, which Delaney Sheehan kind of admitted to us. She just wanted to get something on it, wherever it was going to go. Do you think that the goalkeeper, Casey Murphy, saw it late?
I do think you could see there's a late reaction. Could have been screened. There was a number of players back. One of the reasons why I don't think Sheehan was initially even trying to go to goal, just put it into the 6-yard box, create a bit of issues, and she did, because she found the back of the net, and now the home team is trailing. So I would expect Gotham to start with a lot of confidence, press high up, didn't have a ton of threat in behind, so they can push their back line higher up the field and create these turnovers right here. Great step from Allie Krieger. Now Sheehan with some space. But for North Carolina, can they get a hold of the game, establish a rhythm that we saw in the opening few minutes throughout the majority of that first half, but be more potent with it? And it's going to start with Manaka in these central areas.
And Manaka just overran the ball and caught Neely Martin in the challenge. It was a painful one for her. And that's the first yellow card of the night for a Courage player, after Maitani and Neely Martin herself had gone into the book.
Well, these are the exact positions, and there's the late challenge from Manaka on Martin. Just goes to the ground, doesn't even get close to the ball. But those are the positions that you want Manaka in between the lines, just beyond the midfield line of Gotham. She can cause so many issues, and for the amount of possession that they had, just couldn't utilize her in that space enough. So once they do win it, get it wide, and then find her in those central areas once the space does open up centrally.
All the experience in the world here from this player, Allie Krieger, in her final campaign in her 40th year.
And speaking of Krieger, I think that was one of the questions that we had coming into this game. Were those two center backs, Matane and Krieger, going to step into the space where Manaka can be most dangerous? And so far, so good for Gotham FC, because they've disrupted the play, haven't allowed her to get turned and impact the game like we've seen her since joining North Carolina in July. A lot of credit to Juan Carlos and his coaching staff, just to understand that that's where they could maybe be the most dangerous. North Carolina have limited that throughout the first half.
And Courage currently heading for their first home defeat in 14 games in all competitions. As things stand, a lot of football to be played yet. Ryan Williams, the ball forwards for Bodie to chase. Maitani's there. She was excellent in the first half, wasn't she? The Spanish player, formerly of Atletico Madrid. There's another Spaniard, Esther, just loses out. And Krieger, nice Wonga. O'Sullivan's there with Krieger. Somebody you know pretty well, Laurie?
Yeah, played a long time with Krieger at the Washington Spirit, and just her leadership. No surprise that she was one of the main factors in why this team has gotten where they are this season into the playoffs. Certainly a turnaround from last season, and just really been excellent all season long. Krieger on that back line. And not to mention that essentially game-saving slide to prevent Kansas City going up a goal last weekend, and One of the reasons why Gotham is in the playoffs.
Yeah, she made up some ground to deny Kristen Hamilton, who thought she'd scored. We all thought she'd scored. Ali Krieger had other ideas. Fantastic performance from her.
And those are the things that you need in these moments, in these games. And we talked about it on Decision Day, that it's like a playoff. So can you put in those tackles? Can you win the first and second balls? It goes back to Sheehan's goal. Just toe pokes it, puts something on the 6-yard box, finds the back of the net, and now the away team is winning.
Bodie finds Lucy. The flags stay down. And now it goes up. Tyler Lucy's talked about how fantastic it is to have felt like she's grown in confidence under Sean Nahas. She said from day one she walked in and he sat her down and talked to her about the culture of this club and what's expected. And so she certainly replayed that phase with 6 goals and 5 of them game-winning goals, including the one against her hometown club, Washington Spirit, last weekend. Kurtz battling away, and the long ball over the top for Bodie to chase. Well, Hart came out, and she got there. Now the flag is up.
But it's the right idea, Jackie, because that is the first big ball that we've seen. And it starts with Kurtz winning the ball on one end, driving, taking a bit of the space, getting her head up, and just a bit too eager. And we've seen some of these runs. Bodie just needing to be a bit more disciplined with her movement up top, but love that she's trying to toe that line, get in behind, and I would expect North Carolina to look for this more often in this second half to see if they can punish Gotham, because they are playing with the high line, because there isn't that threat of Caroline, whether she's out wide, whether she's floating into the central areas to get beyond. They were able to squeeze the game throughout that first half, Gotham, and it created essentially their goal because they had more players higher up the field, created the turnover, and then they were able to be patient with the numbers around the 18-yard box.
Ball over the top from Courage just now. It's not necessarily something that Gotham would be expecting. It does make sense to mix it up a little bit.
Yeah, it would. And we just said with Caroline, it does change the complexity of the way this team plays. And they can still keep possession, get numbers going forward. But they've also been the most dangerous when they go quickly this season. So they do have the majority of the possession. They want to build. But can they go and find that balance of when they're going to keep possession, move it side to side, but be quick about it as well, and try to catch Gotham in positions where they can be exploited. Good defense on that play, though, for Gotham to be able to regain, and now they'll look to keep a bit of possession, more so than we saw in that first half themselves.
Yes, it was Lynn Williams back there, nicking the ball off Narumi. Now Sheehan. And Narumi wants it back. And frustration could well be a factor the further this game continues with a scoreline like this. Plenty of experience in the Gotham camp. They actually have 13 players on their books, aged 30 and over. 6 players over 35. And there's Courage coming forwards with Lucy against a youngster, Niswanger.
Great work from Purse.
Williams. O'Sullivan. Back to Ryan Williams. Chance to cross it. Well dealt with by Krieger. Talking of experience, that's what the 39-year-old has in abundance. Lofted in by Kurtz. And it comes to nothing.
Well, that is a better opportunity for North Carolina. And guess who it starts with? Tess Bodie dropping into those areas. Quick outlet to Lucy, who stayed wide. That is something that we picked out in the first half, Jackie, of can they provide the width higher up the field? And one of the better opportunities going forward for North Carolina. And it's quick, it's incisive, and they switch the play. So you're still keeping possession and staying true to your system, but they're also looking to spring and find Lucy in those areas where she can get 1v1. But well done for Purse to track back defensively.
Here is Purse up against Ryan Williams. Really good play by Denise O'Sullivan. By Krieger. Denise O'Sullivan. Juan Carlos Amoros just asking his side just to calm. Stay chilled.
And there's that outlet pass. How quickly it is. Lucy actually was tucked in a little bit further than I initially thought, but still, it's so quick from Tess Bodie. One touch to be able to be an outlet. Second one gets Lucy going and running at the back line. Then you create these overloads. This is what North Carolina wants. Williams higher up the field, combination play in the wide areas, and then serving into the box where they have runners. We saw it a couple times in the first half, didn't come off. That was the best opportunity so far in the second. Can they continue to find Lucy? Ratcliffe on the other side. But they have to find it more often to try to get a response, get one back early on in the second half.
Sheehan spins away from trouble. And that's a good ball for Purse. Up against Ryan Williams. Has Lynn Williams in the centre. Purse goes for goal herself. And Murphy equal to it. Had to dive down low at the near post. Purse hoping to catch her out.
Well, one of the things that we said coming into this game, pick your poison for the front line of Gotham FC, because loads of goal scorers, this one being one of them. Purse just gets isolated. We saw in the first half, and then she keeps it close to her body. So it's such a quick release. Williams is slow to react, and then Murphy does so well to get down, keep it out of the near post. She sees that one early this time. Sends it out for a corner kick.
Taken short this time. And it comes to nothing originally, but it's back to Purse, the corner taker. Sheehan dinks it in. He's looking for Maitani. Now Murphy looking to turn defence into attack. How much will it be in the Courage players' minds that they don't have their superstar forward, their top goal scorer, Caroline, in the side? Because with all her pace, she's such an outlet ball that they're so used to finding time and time again.
I think it would certainly be in their heads. And also at this point in time, they're also just playing this game knowing that they've been here before when Caroline was gone to the World Cup. So this isn't the first time that they had to play without her, but it is a big game. They don't have that big outlet. A lot of the play was shaped around Caroline to get her isolated in wide areas, suck teams over. They don't have that. Another player missing, Olivia Wingate. She would be a direct outlet to be able to play balls high up over the back line of Gotham FC. So not a lot of that threat in behind.
And here is Lucy. She's a real threat in behind. Can she get the strike away? Oh, it hit the outside netting. So close though to an equaliser.
Well, if there isn't a direct threat in behind, Lucy's been picking up some wonderful positions, staying out wide. That's forcing Niswonger to have to track back. She gets all of it. But well done from Hott to have that near post covered, gets a little fingertip on it, and a corner kick and a really good opportunity here for North Carolina as they're starting to gain some momentum throughout this game.
Narumi with the corner for the Courage. Kurtz was in there. O'Sullivan was lurking. He swung back into the danger area, but Hart is there. What a fine save. Her first of the match. As the Courage have really struggled to get any shots in and around goal. Well, Ally is proud to support this presentation of the National Women's Soccer League. Ally, do it right.
Well, and right now, Jackie, if I'm Sean Nahas, I'm telling Tyler Lucy to stay wide, get faced up 1v1 against Niswonger, look for the big ball over the top, and continue this press. Use the energy of the crowd, use the momentum that you're starting to gain, because now Manaka, look how stretched this game is starting to be.
Not the ball she was after towards Bodie, who was already on her bike. Yasmin Ryan. more of a frenetic pace to this second half, as the sense of urgency is clearly there now. From a courage perspective, and Gotham looking to try and play on that, play their own game, keep things nice and calm.
And I think from a North Carolina perspective, knowing that they're playing at home, they have nothing to lose. They conceded that goal late in the first half, as there's going to be a foul on that far side, and Berkeley not happy about it. But play free, enjoy it, knowing that you can get Lucy. They didn't test that back line of Gotham enough, so why not go after it in front of your home crowd?
Play free, nothing to lose. Well, that's the difference between us non-professionals and you professionals. Because we're watching this thinking they've got loads to lose. They're at home, there's only one goal in it.
Not when you're down 1-0. You got to go for it. You get the tying goal.
I get you. I don't usually get you.
No,
but this time
no,
I
you
think
don't.
I do.
Actually, you do. Maybe too much.
Past the hour mark of this second quarter-final. Still Delaney Sheehan's first senior goal separates these two sides. Courage had finished third in the regular season, a couple of points ahead of Gotham, who finished sixth. And it's a sixth place side with the advantage at the moment, and they're currently slated to meet the Portland Thorns away 2 weeks tonight. Just a heavy touch from Fox allows Maitani to nip in. Now Ryan. Berkeley. Fox finds Manaka. An easy take by Hort. Hearing a bit of activity on the Courage bench. The likes of Hayley Hopkins and Brianna Pinto potentially due to come on shortly. Ryan Williams for the Courage. Is Manaka. Looks for the outlet, finds it in her fellow Japanese midfielder Narumi. Now Fox. Lucy lets fly. Now, at least she's direct, Tyler Lucy, and it's served her pretty well this season with her 6 goals so far. She's not been afraid to have a go, just as she did a few moments ago when she forced Mandy Hort into her first save of the game. And here is the first substitution. 2 of them, in fact, as Manaka and Ratcliffe make way for Hayley Hopkins, the rookie out of Virginia, and Brianna Pinto, who scored that late goal against Kansas City Current when we thought we were heading for a penalty shootout. Pinto, who was brought up in North Carolina, went to college here as well. She came up with that crucial goal, and how they could do with one here. From her, or frankly anyone, as Murphy's forced into some emergency defending. Ryan. Narumi's with her. Sheehan. Ryan. Just a heavy touch allows Bodie to nip in. And now here's Sheehan, the ball being turned over. Successive passes. What impact do you reckon those subs could make Pinto and Hopkins.
Yeah, well, we're seeing Pinto right now, and just the interchange between her and Tess Bodie will be critical to try to get an equalizer, because Pinto does have the ability to get in behind, be direct, but she also fits into the system incredibly well.
Nice Wonger thinks about lining up a shot. She does.
And the ability for Gotham to be able to transition so quickly. Haven't seen them have much of the ball this second half, but getting nice Wonger higher up the field just with a quick little switch of play.
Ryan Williams for the Courage. Did it go out to play? It did. Nervy times for Sean Nahas and the Courage supporters making some noise with their drums, trying to drum up some support for the players. On the back foot at the moment, and picked up by Ryan in midfield for Gotham. Martin goes back to Hort. So far so good for Gotham, having scored their first ever playoff goal. Picked up by Pearce now. Runs at Ryan Williams. Midge Pearce, read by Williams. Now here's Sheehan, the goal scorer. Finds Martin. Comes off Fox and picked up by Ryan. Lovely little touch from Yasmin Ryan. Krieger. There, the rookie nice Wonger. Doesn't reach Pearce though. Will join us in prime time on Saturday, November the 11th at 8 p.m. Eastern for the Allied 2023 NWSL Championship on CBS. And if you want to attend the match at the Snapdragon Stadium in San Diego, then buy tickets now at Ticketmaster.com. That's the Allied 2023 NWSL Championship in prime time on CBS. And what an occasion that will be. Will the Wave be playing in front of their home supporters? They will if they can beat OL Reign. Will Portland Thorns be there? Who will they be playing in the semi-finals? At the moment, it's looking like Gotham. A goal to the good here against the Courage. With a quarter of the game remaining, and that's a free kick to the visitors.
And one thing that Gotham has done so well throughout this game is they pick their moments, because they defended well. That is something that Juan Carlos Emros talked about coming into this game. Can't have lapses in decision-making and defending. They've held their line really well. They've got numbers back behind the ball. And then at times, they can slow things down and move it and take the sting out of the game and not really allow North Carolina to try to be dangerous by some of the big balls over the top or the switches of play into Lucy. And they found some moments so far in the second half that they've done that really well, and it's allowed them to be in this position, draw the foul, now slow things down and set up for a free kick.
Yasmin Ryan with the right foot, and nice Wonger with the left standing over it. It is Ryan to take it, a low one, looking for the run of Esther. Just too much on it. That was a wonderful first goal that she scored in the regular season for Gotham last weekend. Lynn Williams does really well. Wins it back as Nice Wonger gives it to O'Sullivan. Berkeley with a long raking ball forwards. Well, she was looking for Hopkins.
Well, and I think the better opportunity is this is where Pinto can have such an important piece of this second half as she's come in as a substitute, is being that outlet from that ball from O'Sullivan. Because right now, regardless of the possession that North Carolina has, they're forced to have to go back. And then it's just a hopeful ball over the top. If they can find Pinto between the lines, she's so good at getting faced up, driving at the back line.
Hopkins does well. Pearce back there defending. That's been a real hallmark of this performance from Gotham. The front players really putting in a shift when it comes to defensive play. We're used to seeing that from Lynn Williams as well. And they've both done plenty of that tonight. Ryan. Looking for Williams. Up against Ryan Williams. Now who's making a run for Lynn Williams? It's Ryan. It's Yasmin Ryan. And here's Estelle. What about the finish? And he's straight at Murphy. Lovely play though by Gotham, and the ball is still alive. Lynn Williams looking for Sheehan at the far post, away by Hopkins, and Pinto, a fellow sub, nips in, but it's back with Graninia. Maitane.
And this just goes right back to what I was talking about, Jackie. They go quickly with Lynn Williams, get into the attack, get numbers, look dangerous when they go so quick, but then they take the sting out of it by keeping possession, trying to move it side to side.
Here's Hopkins. Oh, just overruns it. Allows Maitane to slide in. She has been fantastic tonight. Former Atletico Madrid player, defender, stroke midfielder.
And both her and Krieger have been good, being aggressive, stepping in to the midfield, making the plays when necessary, and really has summed up so far North Carolina. Once they do get into the attack, heavy touches if they aren't able to find the wide areas immediately.
Kurtz wins a free kick. You can feel that sense of urgency. Usually they're so patient in possession. They've given it away rather cheaply in the midfield, and who is it back there? Taking the ball for Gotham and wanting it again. It's Lynn Williams.
Well, that would be one of the challenges for Sean Nahas going into the offseason, Jackie, is finding some other strikers, because now we know that Caroline is going to be out for a considerable amount of time. Can they find other internationals? Because you do see Guile, Madsen, international players that are sitting on the bench right now, and with this possession oriented, can they get players that can be as effective, maybe in a little bit of a different way than Caroline, because she is exceptional at what she does, world class, but that fit the model as well, but then take off some of the pressure of Caroline when she does come back, but then also fill in those gaps in the meantime, because this is a completely different look to this North Carolina team without Caroline. And you can see if they don't have an outlet initially, it's tough for them to build and be really dangerous with numbers.
Rumi finds Bodie. Martin was there though. Oh, and it's come off the frame of the goal. Oh, she has worked tirelessly tonight. Narumi did really well to win the ball back. Did come off the outside of the upright.
Well, Narumi, Tess Bodie, consistently trying to be outlets, make this team tick, provide the urgency, and they're going to have to continue to look for them as this clock continues to tick down, but still plenty of time for the home side, and Tess Bodie's doing such a good job of looking to try to get in behind, but also drop into the midfield as we expected.
Bodie was actually drafted by Gotham in 2021, but she utilised a COVID-19 waiver to return to Duke for a 5th year. He's been injured after picking up a shoulder problem while on loan in Australia. Worked hard to get back and worked hard wearing the shirt as well, as Ryan Williams is penalised for pulling back Esther.
Well, the little details, the battles, Gotham has shown up in this game, because that's Esther tracking back as well. We've called Purse's name, we've called Lynn Williams' names, the 3 front runners getting back, and then they draw the foul. And they slow it down once again. We've talked about it, but in these games, quarterfinals, playoffs, the littlest details matter. They don't care if it's pretty. You're just going to do what it takes. And right now, Gotham has showed up away from home, especially after going up that 1 goal late in the first half.
Nice one there. Down the line for Sheehan to chase. Pinto for Ryan Williams. do you think the message will be from the Courage bench? Because we know how they like to play, patient possession football. Or they want that extra urgency. Is the danger that they are hurried and harassed into changing their style, or do they need to change their style? Bearing in mind they're 15 minutes away from going out of the NWSL playoffs.
Well, it's not necessarily that they need to change their style, but they just need to understand where they have had the most success, and that is playing in the wide channels, either to Lucy, now that Ratcliffe's off, that becomes Hopkins on those wide areas, and as soon as they switch it, or Tess Bodie drops in the midfield, can they release those two players? That's when they've gotten the overlaps, that's when they've gotten the 1v1 situations, but when they go away from that, it's too slow in terms of the build-up and the combination play, and then that's what's allowed Gotham to be able to get back numbers defensively and then win the ball back. So it's got to be a combination. You can still go together, but it's got to be quick.
And it's a free kick for Gotham. We're getting towards the territory now where Gotham will really want to be slowing down all these moments where they have a dead ball situation.
And going back to your previous point, is all about right now, as Krieger's going to slow things down, but it's all about North Carolina not trying to rush and play a different style. Can they still be patient? Because they just need one opportunity to get the equalizer. And I think that's always the challenge in these moments. When you feel the intensity rise, can you stay calm within it? And that's where O'Sullivan and Narumi are going to play a big piece in this, just to continue to get their team to stay calm, move it quickly, and put Gotham under pressure.
Lynn Williams thought she might have won a corner then. Berkeley under pressure from Ryan. Here's Narumi. Infield to Bodie, who's been everywhere for the Courage today as they look to build out from the back. That's a trademark style. And it's Ryan Williams driving forwards. Has Lucy in support. Nice Wong has gone with her and does well, but it's a corner for the Courage.
And you're exactly right. That is the ball that they'll be looking for, whether it's directly to Lucy or Ryan Williams, earn a corner kick. And now this is where they've got to get the separation from the runners inside the 18-yard box. Battling, the commitment to get there first, serve the ball in.
Hearing a couple more substitutions to be made for the home side. Let's see what they can do here before that happens. And as Berkeley takes it short to Narumi, swings it in straight onto the chest of Ryan. "13 minutes plus stoppage time to go at the end of this NWSL quarter-final. Will be Portland versus Gotham, unless the Courage can do something soon. Flicked on by Hopkins and hooked goalwards by Pinto.
Well, that is what she has in her back pocket, and you mentioned it when she came on, scoring that late goal against Kansas City. As it does look like Hot is slow to get up after that initial save on Pinto, but why not if you're Pinto? Half chance inside the 18-yard box. Big throw from Kurtz. And a wonderful flick from Hopkins. She'll certainly be the target with her height advantage. It doesn't look like much, so you have to wonder what the slow down in the play, and sometimes we see this as a tactical adjustment for Gotham to be able to bring his team over, Juan Carlos Ambrose, to be able to slow things down, have a defensive plan as the last 12 or so minutes to see this game out.
It also allows North Carolina Courage to regroup with their head coach Sean Nahas, because they need a plan. They need to all be on the same page now as the clock is ticking down, with Hot receiving treatment and confirmation of that second double substitution. Nila Geil, the Denmark international, coming on for the Japan international, Narumi, and another Danish player, Rika Madsen, coming on. And it's Tess Bodie who has worked so hard tonight, as they all have. And she has had to put in a lot of running, both defensively, midfield, and to be an outlet up front as well, the 24-year-old. So that's 4 sets of fresh legs now for the Courage as they go in search of an equaliser that would keep them in this mini tournament, the playoff system, this the quarter-final. Tensions on the touchline, tensions on the field, and still Delaney Sheehan's goal separates the two sides. Esther to Krieger, nice Wonger, lofted forwards. Williams tried to nudge it on to Peirce. So all 4 substitutions have been made for the home side. None as yet for Gotham. The various options they have on the bench have a lot of experience, the likes of Kelly O'Hara. Ali Long, as we'll see, another yellow card. That's shown to Brianna Pinto. Just a little wild and reckless. She joins Manaka in the book for the Current. Martin and Maitane went in the book earlier on for the visitors. Plenty for Sean Nahas to stew over in the closing minutes. Can his side rise to the occasion without their taliswoman, if such a word exists? Peirce for Gotham, it doesn't, does it?
Well, it does now.
Has anything surprised you in this game, Laurie?
I think defensively, I'm not surprised, but I like the work that
Peirce swings it in.
I like the work that Gotham has done defensively, because that was really the point that Juan Carlos Amos made to us. We cannot have lapses. We gave 2 goals back to Kansas City in our last game, allowed them to get back into it. It has to be better in terms of the decision making. I think they've done that to a T away from home. Kept possession, got the go-ahead goal from their patience, decision-making in the attack, but defensively, they've taken the right amount of risks with the 2 center backs stepping into the midfield at the right times, but also playing a high line to squeeze the game against North Carolina, not allowing them to have a ton of space. Whoa.
Moore and Hort.
Yeah, and that's not a position that Hot's going to want to get herself into, as I'm talking about the right decision-making from Gotham defensively. But they squeezed the game. They made it difficult in those central areas for North Carolina to have the time and space to be able to build. And that's been the difference in this game.
I'm hearing that Gotham are going to make their first substitution of the game, and it's Sinead Farrelly coming on for Esther. The Ireland international for the Spain World Cup winner. What a season it could prove to be for Sinead Farrelly. 7.5 years she went between games until she came back in March after a serious car accident back in September 2015, in which she sustained neck and back and concussion injuries. And now her side looking to seal the deal.
Well, immediately she makes her impact felt. Just a great first touch to get past traffic in the midfield, sprays it out wide, and then she excels, Farley, at getting those late runs, getting beyond the back line of oppositions, and she'll play in a bit of a deeper role than Esther did to clog up the midfield, see out this game, but also has the engine to be able to get forward in these late minutes as well, to at least stretch this goal line.
She's such a clever player, isn't she, Farley? A lot of guile and know-how. Swung in by Niswonger. Away at the near post by Fox. Pinto is there. So too Martin. Niswonger wants it back on her left foot. Swings it in. Right into the danger area. Peirce was there, but couldn't get the power or the direction on it to beat Murphy. And now the Courage turn defence into attack. He needs something soon.
Great work from Lynn Williams. And just the commitment immediately as this turned over. They look for the outlet. It's a 30-yard sprint to get back. And again, it's the little details, but that's what you need. And it had come off of a play when she was inside the 18-yard box trying to get on the end of that service from the far side. Really well done from the U.S. International.
Lynn Williams may not have scored for 6 Gotham games since June, but she has certainly worked incredibly hard and had a major impact in this game. And tonight she's become only the second player in history to play over 1,000 minutes in NWSL playoffs. After I'm quite sure you can guess who the first player was. Christine Sinclair. I wouldn't leave you hanging like that. I could have done, but that would have been really annoying.
For you or for who?
Here's Pearce on the charge. Up against Berkeley. Midge Pearce has an outlet in Ryan. Is she going to go for goal? And Ryan does go for goal, and it's saved by Murphy.
Well, big save, huge save at this point in time in the game from Casey Murphy to keep this game only at 1. And then once again, so quick, they got all 3 front runners, and then just the cleverness from Yasmin Ryan just to cut back. Fox against the grain, opens up just a little bit of space, and you can see what she's trying to do. Curl it into that top corner, but big hand from Casey Murphy to keep it out of the back of the net.
These are big, big moments. Gotham going for a second. It's away as far as Niswonger. Away again by Fox. Comes to Williams, comes at her really fast as Ryan Williams looks to get the ball away. Guile nips in, but it's back with Gotham at a time when Courage really need to get hold of the ball. Here they are now. What can they do with it? There's Fox striding forwards. What about the runners? Here's Pinto on the chase. Up against Niswonger, slips it past her, but there's the ever-dependable Ali Krieger to mop up the danger.
And unfortunately, that exactly sums up North Carolina right now, because they don't have somebody that can provide a huge vertical threat to break out with any sort of speed that's going to test that back line of Gotham. So once again, they have been able to step up defensively, Gotham, and then when there is a threat, doing such a good job of getting numbers back behind the ball.
And a reminder that the winner of this game will advance to the semi-finals of the 2023 NWSL playoffs. And they'll head to the West Coast to take on the Portland Thorns. Both those semi-finals take place on Sunday, November 5th. And coverage starts at 7 p.m. Eastern. That's 4 p.m. Pacific on CBS Sports Network. And that ball forwards from Farley. Comes to nothing for now. Courage need to get hold of it. All about the defensive rearguard, though, from Gotham. They've scored their first ever playoff goal. Can they pick up their first ever playoff win against a side so used to being in this position over the years? Back-to-back Challenge Cup winners on home turf. We're hoping home advantage would count for them. They've been so good at home this year. They're heading for their first home defeat in 14, unless something spectacular happens in the last couple of minutes. Williams battling away with Ryan Williams. And we will have some stoppage time, bearing in mind there have been a couple of double substitutions. But with no goal in the second half, there may not be too much more time added on.
Well, now we're going to see that foul on Anna Sullivan, but this is where North Carolina has to be more direct. Just get the ball into the box, get players going forward, try to force Gotham into a mistake, get on rebounds, win the first ball, second ball.
And it's launched high. And it comes to nothing. And Hort will be in no rush whatsoever to release this ball. That is for sure. And the fourth official will be starting to think about the board for added time. Karen Collado. Courage hoping for as much of it as possible. It's not really been desperate defending by Gotham, though, is it? They've been pretty controlled. How long can that last? Hayley Hopkins, the rookie sub. Gotham players all back there working so hard, and the ball needed to get into the danger area, but Farley back there cleverly slowing things down, using all her skill and experience. Now it's with Berkeley. Denise O'Sullivan knows the clock is ticking down. Time is running out on North Carolina Courage's season. They need something. Lucy away by Krieger. Straight back to Lucy. And back in towards the far post. And Hopkins is there. Couldn't get the power on it. She's certainly capable from there, the 5'10" rookie. And there will be a minimum of 4 minutes of stoppage time presented by Verizon.
Well, those are the type of balls, though, that North Carolina need to continue to serve into their box these last 4 minutes. Just get numbers in there, get Lucy whipping balls in, Hopkins trying to get on the end of it, Madsen, Guile who come in as substitutes. Flood players forward, because it doesn't matter what happens in these moments, just got to take risks.
Lynn Williams has won it from Kurtz, and she's found Yasmin Ryan, and she has settled it. Gotham are heading into the semi-finals. And Gotham, the visitors, in their first ever playoff victory now. Their first ever goals in this mini competition. They've worked, and they've got their just rewards.
And we've talked about the defensive work. Deeper in their own half, higher up between the front runners. It's a big ball over the top from Niswanger. Understanding that they have a 2v2 situation. Lynn Williams does the rest. And in the decision making to pick out Yasmin Ryan, for her to be able to slot it home, just tucks it into the far post. 2-0 Gotham, away from home. That would be the dagger. But that's where they've been the most successful all year long. The quick transition moments, doing the work defensively, and then quickly get into the attack with committed runners. Lynn Williams to Yasmin Ryan, 2-0 Gotham.
And just a week ago, Yasmin Ryan scored her first NWSL regular season goal for Gotham. A fabulous one it was too against the Current. And now she scored a crucial one in the playoff quarterfinals. And surely now the Portland analysts will be looking at Gotham clips. Following the greatest amount of NWSL chaos we've ever seen, Laurie Lindsay. And quite write anything off in this crazy, crazy league. So much entertainment. And here they come, Gotham. Oh, and it's a chance for Pinto for Courage. Crucial save by Hort, right in the dying seconds. No, the flag was up anyway, but my goodness, that would have been something.
Yeah, and this is where Pinto makes her money, because she's so good. Quick twitches of being able to get her foot around it, keep it on frame, but her movement inside the box, excellent. There's a big save from Hott to keep this one at 2-0 for North Carolina.
Well, every single Gotham player has played their part tonight. The game plan has worked, and every individual has done what has been asked of them. The work ethic, the cohesion. And they might not have planned exactly for a goal at the end of either half, but it couldn't have gone too much better from that perspective.
You know, and they stayed disciplined on both sides of the ball and doing what it takes collectively as a unit. to really force themselves into positions to create opportunities and then take both of them really well.
Well, here's a chance now for Lynn Williams. Well, she would so have deserved a goal at the end of her performance against her former side. But I think she'll settle for what they have. The steely determination of Gotham, no doubt buoyed by that injury absence to Caroline. So devastating for these Courage players as well, of course, from an emotional point of view as well as a footballing point of view. She really is their star player. But give all the credit to Gotham for the way they've played tonight and for seeing this job so nearly through.
And for a Gotham perspective, they really have to be happy with how they've seen out the 90 minutes of this game. Defensively committed as a unit, working back, but then also taking their chances, being patient when needed. And we saw two different styles. Then be patient on that first goal and then go quickly and put North Carolina in a position that makes them pay to put this game out of reach, as we are going to see 3 different substitutions come on for Gotham. And then for North Carolina, the reality is it was always going to be challenging when your best attacker, more than a third of the goals that you've scored this season, is unavailable. How do you cope? How do you react? Well, they were committed, but they just weren't able to put this Gotham back line under enough pressure to really force them into precarious positions defensively.
Gotham with that triple substitution looking to see the job through with 2 36-year-olds in Ali Long and Kristen Edmonds and Ellie Jean as well. Gotham looking to just see out the last remaining seconds of added time. It has not been the Courage's night. And the yellow card for trying to stop play advancing. Hooked back in by Braninia, up towards Lynn Williams. Williams again battling away. She does not need to be scoring goals when she's contributing the way she has done. Delaney Sheehan has scored and she's just closing out these last few seconds for Gotham. It's not been desperate measures from their perspective. A controlled performance, as you said, Laurie. We are just seconds away from Gotham being confirmed in the semi-finals. Ali Long. Back to Ellie Jean, a fellow substitute. Hooked forwards. And now here come Gotham once again on the charge. What about a third goal to cap it all off? And it's Sheehan once again to Ryan. And there is the final whistle. Gotham have done it. They've won their first ever playoff match. And they've dispatched the Challenge Cup champions, North Carolina Courage. The referee, Kaji Koroleva, is saying, nah, I fancy a little bit more of this game. You lot are going to have to wait a few more seconds and stop celebrating Gotham. You've not done it yet, but they're still switched on. Oh, she's a tease. And it is all over now. Gotham will meet Portland away in the playoff semi-finals. 2 weeks tonight. Juan Carlos Amoros has taken this side from bottom of the table last year to the playoff semi-finals, and the celebrations will commence.
And what a performance it was throughout the full 90 minutes. And we talked about it. Them picking and choosing their times. They were excellent as a team defensively. staying compact, getting players higher up the field, working back, doubling back, making their lives predictable to be able to turn the ball over, and then showing the variety they have in the attack. Once they're higher up the field, they have the ability and the personnel to be patient and keep possession and score goals, but they also have the ability to threaten in behind quickly, as we saw in that second goal with Lynn Williams doing the work defensively that we've seen time and time again, and then Yasmin Ryan, just pure class, tucking it away, putting that game out of reach. But a really deserved performance after the 2 goals that they conceded last week. Knew that was an area that they needed to clean up. Well, they did today, and that's what it's all about in these situations.
Okay, well, let's hear from Midge Purse now. Thank you for joining us, Midge. It's Jackie Oatley here alongside Laurie Lindsay. Just tell us what that victory means to you, first of all.
It means we're going to the semis. I don't think it's anything more than that. We love what it means. We love what it is, and we're here to play.
Yeah, and Mitch, congrats, first of all. And one of the things that Juan Carlos Ambrose talked to us about coming into this game was no lapses defensively. We saw that tonight as a team unit, especially you 3 front runners tracking back. Talk about the mindset coming into this game, especially defensively, to get the win.
Yeah, we have a lot of defense responsibilities, more than I'd like as a forward, but I'm committed to the process, and the process works. We love it. We defend as 11 and we attack as 11. It's a huge team win, and I'm really proud of everyone.
Yes, you certainly did put in the hard work tonight, you and all your teammates. Midge Purse, thank you so much for joining us here on CBS Sports, and congratulations. Well, it's time now for tonight's play of the match, brought to you by Ally.
Well, it's a good heads-up play initially from Niswonger. No pressure on her. Releases Lynn Williams. She does the rest. Look at that battle. And this is something we talked about coming into this game. What is that back line going to look like comparatively to the front line? But what a finish that is from Yasmin Ryan. Has pressure on her, just tucks it away to that far post. That would put the game out of reach and really solidify this win for Gotham on the home, away from home.
Well, those smiles tell it all that Gotham are into the semi-finals. More when we come back. You're watching the Ally NWSL match on CBS Sports.
The National League Championship Series is on Sirius XM. The Arizona Diamondbacks.
Hit ball score. Walker's first of the postseason.
The Philadelphia Phillies.
And it's long gone for Harper.
Hear your hometown announcers on the Sirius XM app before and after every game. MLB Network Radio's experts bring you closer to the action.
We are on the field here on MLB Network Radio.
On-site coverage of the postseason through the last out of the World Series is on Channel 89.
To truly go inside the game of pro football, you need to see things from the player's perspective.
Let's go.
Every Tuesday at 7 p.m. Eastern, catch the Player's Point.
Let's go. Let's bring the energy.
Join NFL tight end Cullen Thompson and Miami Dolphins fullback Alec Ingold as they break down the biggest stories in the NFL.
It's an encouraging way to look at football.
The Player's Point. Every Tuesday at 7 p.m. Eastern, only on Sirius XM NFL Radio Channel 88 and the Sirius XM app.
The best guests stop by NBA Radio every week.
We've got Kevin Durant sitting down with us.
Obviously, if we don't win the title, we'll get pounced on.
We are joined now by Klay Thompson.
I'm just really excited to show the world I'm still capable of greatness.
Giannis Antetokounmpo. I feel like I weigh more than that team, because when you have a guy like Dame next to you, you have to be ready.
If you missed any of our interviews from the week, check them out anytime on the SXM app by searching NBA Radio.
Don't miss the all-new Rise and Shine, a SiriusXM podcast.
This is Adam Shine. Every Wednesday morning, we're going to make you remember why you love sports. The crack of the bat, the smell of the grants, the thrill of a buzzer beater, the heroes, the underdogs, the moments you remember forever. Join me, Bob Stu, and the most interesting guests in sports for the all-new Rise and Shine.
Download Rise and Shine right now on the SXM app. Available with all trials and popular plans, or wherever you get your podcasts. That's SCHEIN.
Hey, what's going on? This is your boy Kevin Hart, and guess what? I've got my own channel on Sirius XM, Kevin Hart's Laugh Out Loud Radio, channel 96. We play the best stand-up comedy from some of my favorite comedians, and I got my own show. It's called Straight from the Heart, and I host it with a bunch of unattractive friends of mine. They call the Planet the Cup Boys. Every Tuesday and Thursday, real, raw, authentic conversation, 4 p.m. Pacific, 7 p.m. Eastern. Laugh Out Loud Radio right here on Sirius XM, channel 96. Don't miss it.
3, 2, 1. Command has been given. Crank them up.
The NASCAR Cup Series is on Sirius XM. We're back on the track.
Checker flag, baby. Yeah.
Sunday,
1 p.m. Eastern.
it's the Xfinity 500 from Martinsville Speedway on Sirius XM NASCAR Radio, channel 90.
And the green flag is in the air.
Listen to Sirius XM NASCAR Radio, channel 90, and on the SXM app, included with all of our trials and popular plans.
Yes, we did it!
Playoffs, North Carolina Courage couldn't manage without Caroline tonight. They couldn't get the job done. But Ali Krieger, just like the veteran Megan Rapinoe, will be in the semi-finals. Their careers are not done yet. And it all started at the end of the first half.
Yeah, and it would be a goal that would really set this Gotham team on a trajectory to solidify this game. Sheehan stays out of it. It's good methodical play to be able to switch the point of attack. It narrows the back line for North Carolina. Then they're late to step to Sheehan, and she just toe pokes it across. That finds its way into the back of the net to put him up 1-0 late in the first half. And then we would see some glimpses of North Carolina, this being their best opportunity off of Lucy. I think she has to go to far post on that one, but it's tough. She allows Nicewonger to come back, help out defensively as she's trying to get that one down. And then it would be all Gotham going forward, starting with Mitch Purse, Lynn Williams, Yasmin Ryan started joining into the attack. This is a great idea from Yasmin Ryan. Just cuts Fox against the grain. You can see what she's trying to do. Curl it into the upper corner, but well done, and good movement from Casey Murphy to keep that one out of the back of the net, and only at 1-0 right here. But then this would be the real dagger. 90 plus minutes, and Lynn Williams shows us what she does best, which is work on both sides of the ball. Picks the pocket of Kurtz, and then Yasmin Ryan does the rest with a class finish first time as traffic and pressure's coming on her.
Well, I think it's about time we heard from a victorious Gotham FC head coach. Juan Carlos Amoros is ready to talk to me along with Laurie. Juan, thank you so much for joining us. Just tell us what you feel was the key to the victory tonight.
Well, I think the team was fantastic off the ball. We really restricted everything that they wanted to do, and we were ourselves when it came to those moments of brilliance, those moments of combining, being calm, like on the first goal. And this group has an amazing character. You can see on that second goal. So I think it's a game that really highlights who we are. No?
Yeah, and Juan Carlos, a big time goal from Sheehan late in the first half. Did that change your team talk going into halftime, and if so, how did it?
Well, it didn't. It just reinforced it, really. I think that the game, we had it under control. We were really limiting their chances, and the fact that Delaney got that goal today, I think if there was someone on that pitch that deserved a goal this season, it was her. So I think everyone is extremely happy for her, because she's worked so hard for that moment.
Yes, you'd already bigged up the young player when we were talking this week, and Sheehan got that goal. But somebody who has bags of experience and whose career is about to be extended is Ali Krieger. We saw those lovely moments at the end of the final whistle there. Just tell us what you guys were saying. If anything, were you just screaming?
Yeah, but it was just talking about how being ourselves we can get so far. No, this group has gone through a lot this year, and Ali is an example for all of us on and off the pitch, and it's an extra motivation. You know, I think that last week everyone wanted to celebrate her last game. We wanted to make sure that it wasn't the last game. Today we came in with the right mentality. We want to make sure that her last game is on November 11th, and hopefully lifting that trophy. That's our dream, and now we know that we have to go to Portland to go another step, no?
Well, thank you very much, Juan Carlos Amoros, for joining us. And enjoy those celebrations tonight. And we'll see you in a couple of weeks in Portland. Thank you for now. And this is the completed semi-final lineup for the 2023 NWSL playoffs. We know it's going to be Gotham who go to play at Providence Park at the second seed Portland Thorns. We knew on Friday night that it would be OL Reign who will meet San Diego Wave after the Reign saw off a courageous Angel City in the playoff quarterfinals. Well, that's it from us. It is Gotham who are victorious. So from Laurie Lindsay and from our entire crew, I'm Jackie Oatley, and this has been a presentation of the NWSL on CBS Sports. Good night.
Basketball's winningest coach goes one-on-one.
This is Coach K.
It's more than just an interview.
I always love our conversation, but we're able to share it with a lot of people. That's why I love the show.
Coach K is back for another season on Sirius XM, talking with the biggest names in basketball.
Jason Tatum
is what I dreamed about as a kid.
And beyond.
Hall of Fame quarterback Peyton Manning.
My greatest takeaway has been the relationships.
Basketball and beyond with Coach K. Thursday nights at 6 Eastern on College Sports Radio Channel 84 and the Sirius XM app.